All right, what's going on, guys? It's Bo doing something a little different here, hopping on some of the Nintendo 64 online games. I wanted to discuss all of the happenings yesterday, essentially, because a couple of things were discovered in a trailer that was posted over a month ago, and it seems like we're getting some pretty good games on N64 Switch Online in the very near future. Go ahead and close Mario Party right here. I'm done with this game, man. I've been trying to grind out the achievements, and it is just such a complete crapshoot of if you get lucky or not. But I have not tried out the N64 app on Switch 2 yet. I know they added a couple of things like a CRT filter, and I think they can do rewind now, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to just hop on here, play with my trusty N64 controller a little bit, and talk about what actually ended up leaking. I forgot they added Killer Instinct to the Switch Online. That's pretty cool. But basically what happened is in the Nintendo 64 Online overview trailer that they posted, I want to say like a month ago, in one of the screenshots where they're showing how you like restore right here like this, you see how it like does a blur effect in one of the shots in the trailer. You can actually make out what a couple of the games are, and it took over a month for people to figure out actually what was happening here. So I think Andre Seegers from Game Explain did a great video showing the exact comparison. But basically through this, people figured out what the box arts are for 4 new games that have not been announced for Switch Online. And I mean, I'm excited for most of them, to be honest. I don't know what Forsaken 64 is, but we had Forsaken 64 here in the middle. We also had, of course, Smash Bros, as well as Glover, and as well as DK64. So, I mean, DK64, like, that's the one, right? Like, that's the one we've been waiting for. But also Smash Bros, that is one that I kind of just thought wasn't going to happen at this point, man. Oh, God, how do you play this game? But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like Smash Bros, we've been so long without it. I don't think they ever re-released it on Wii or on Wii U, right? Like, I don't think that game has been re-released, has it? I might be wrong. But if we're getting Smash 64, dude, oh my goodness, you know what that means? That means we're gonna get Melee. And Melee, like, that's my childhood game. So if that is the case, that is so exciting. But even the other things, Glover was one that popped up in the listing. And that's one that people were like, oh, this means it must be fake because Glover's already on Nintendo Switch. But that's actually not the case because we've had that happen before. Turok 1 and 2 got remasters, I think by Night Dive, I want to say, on Switch. And that got added to N64. They even made that whole M-rated app for it. Whereas Glover, of course, just got re-released, I think, by Limited Run. That's an iconic N64 game. I don't know if it's a great game or anything. I played Glover growing up a little bit. I don't think it's that far-fetched to say that it would be re-released separately, but also added to Switch Online if the deal was sweet enough for them. It doesn't move the needle that much because it's already on Switch, I suppose, for people that really want to play Glover. But I mean, the main two really are Smash and DK64, which I guess begs the question, I mean, when are these actually going to come out? I guess I can try drifting in this game. God, drifting in Mario Kart 64 feels so bad. The hope would have been like a direct this week, right? I know some people were actually counting down this morning at 6 a.m. checking Nintendo Today and being like, oh, is there going to be a direct? No, I don't know, man. There's been some smoke, I suppose, for this week. There's this John Harker guy on Reset Era talking about a direct. There is Nash Weedle and Necrolipe. They were saying there's a direct or something this week, but nobody like super credible, I would say, has corroborated a direct happening this week. But I will say the idea that like we get a direct and DK64 especially is shadow dropped is an idea I want to believe in, right? I really want to believe that's what's going to happen here because, man, I really want to play that before Bonanza. And the clock's ticking. I mean, frankly, we're already too close to the game because DK64 is a huge game to 100%. So, like, if they drop DK64 right now instead of, like, a week ago, I'm already kind of annoyed at that. But I just feel like putting that out before, that makes sense, right? Like, you want to get that out before Bonanza. But, I mean, maybe they save it for after. And then for the other stuff, I mean, Smash, they can drop that whenever, honestly. I would hope it's sooner than later. And then same thing with Glover and Forsaken 64. I don't even know what Forsaken 64 is. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never even, like, I've heard of that game, but I don't know what that is. I went on the Wikipedia. It says it's an FPS. I mean, I'm sure I'll check it out if it does get added, which it looks like it will. I guess you could make the argument that maybe some of the stuff is, like, just, like, internal testing purposes, things, like, maybe these won't actually end up seeing a release. That's totally possible. We're not supposed to be deciphering the blur on this app. But I don't know, man. I feel like, why would it be there if it's not happening? It's the same thing with Woolly World having that new, like, render in the April 2nd direct. Like, we know we're getting Woolly World on Switch, too. It's just a matter of time, you know? Also, I'm realizing I'm terrible at Mario Kart 64. This is my Melee, or, sorry, not Melee, Double Dash. Double Dash was my first Mario Kart game, and I love Double Dash. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm good at Double Dash, but I love Double Dash growing up. Wii and 7 is where I really started like getting, I want to say, not, I don't want to say good, but I started, you know, getting better and like playing it more seriously. Kart 64 is one I've gone back to over the years, but every time I play it, I'm just like, damn, I don't like this game that much. And I know it's like crazy because I know everybody loves this thing. Certainly a nostalgia thing, right? I think that's pretty safe to say because the controls just aren't very good. I am using my beloved N64 controller though. I love this thing for Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. But yeah, I mean, DK64, that's the one I would be like, in like terms of just what that game is, the most excited to play because I've actually never finished DK64. I had it as a kid. I never finished it. 5th place finish. That's horrible. But Smash Bros. I think is the most exciting discovery here because, like I said, I'm pretty sure we haven't had that re-released, and that just indicates to me like, okay, that means we're gonna get Melee. And if we get Melee with online, I know it's not really the proper online we want to see, right? It's not going to be with randoms. It's not going to have rollback, but just having any form of Melee available on a Nintendo console again, but it has online, like that is so exciting just to even think about. It'd be cool if Nintendo did like a re-release of it, you know, and added these things, fix it up a little bit, but also Melee it is what it is. I don't think you really want to mess with it. We did just get Strikers a couple of days ago, added to Switch Online, and I had a lot of fun playing that with some friends, also doing some of the single player stuff, just doing some unlocks. I've never played the original Mario Strikers before, so that was that was an enjoyable time for sure. I do want to play more of that. I should have done a video on it last week, honestly. Like that game's really intense. I don't know. I didn't really play Battle League much when it came out. I didn't really like what I played of it, but also I don't know. Maybe I just didn't give it the right. I don't know. I know people don't like Battle League, but maybe I kind of want to give that another chance. You know, I want to give that game another go now that I've played a decent amount of the GameCube game and just see how it is. All right, time to lock in on this 100cc race. Make sure I don't lose again. You know what? I got 4th. That's a passing grade. I will take it. And just to see, I mean, like I said, I've never actually tried the N64 stuff on here. Let me make a save spot real quick. I want to go to the hub and check the CRT filter. Yeah. Very cool. I don't know if I don't know. How do y'all feel about CRT filters in games? I don't know if I actually like these, to be honest. Oh, no. Okay, this is cute. This is camp. I don't know if it needs to be here. Let me load up the suspend point. Yeah, that's neat. I don't know. I think this one actually looks pretty good. I like the way this looks. And then to rewind it, I'm using the N64 controller again. You have to press the ZR button on the back, I think. Or no, actually, how do you do it? Hold it? Yeah, you hold it down. N64 Online, or really just Switch Online, just keeps getting better and better. I saw a post when Strikers came out being like, I hate Nintendo for drip fitting these games. They need to make the service more valuable. And I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, yes, I understand wanting all the games immediately. Like, I get that, like, on principle. How do you get the boost in this game, by the way? I keep spinning out. But also, like, first of all, GameCube is something that I don't think most people ever expected to be added, especially not at the same tier. So that's kind of weird to complain about that. It's like, dude, I don't know. We're paying $50 a year for N64, GBA, and Genesis, which already I thought was pretty good because I like N64 and GBA a lot. But then you get GameCube on top of that, and it's like, dude, this is such a great deal now. I would actually like it less if all the games were available. I know this sounds like such a Nintendo fanboy thing, but like genuinely, I prefer when they release like 1 or 2 games at a time because it makes each game kind of have its own spotlight. Like I would have never played Strikers if that released alongside, let's say, Luigi's Mansion and like Sunshine or something, or maybe not. Sunshine's a bad example because it's already on there, but like Chibi Robo or Path of Radiance, these other games we know are coming. Like if Strikers released the same day as those, I wouldn't have played it, at least not at launch. But when they have each release kind of be like a big deal, it's like everybody's kind of talking about it, gets people online actually playing it. I don't think my other friends would have wanted to play Strikers if there were multiple other games available. What the hell is happening to me right now? So I don't know, man. I prefer I prefer when it's like released individually. I know that might be a hot take. Yes, I understand. Like objectively, it'd be good if everything was there on day one and it immediately adds a value. But I like it's part of like the community. It's like nice to have this thing where once, twice a month we have like a bigger drop, and then you have the smaller drops in between. People act like only one game is added per month on Switch Online. That's definitely not true. They had like, I would say anywhere from like 4 to 8 a month probably on average, because normally we get like a big drop of Genesis games or NES games, and I understand most people don't care about these, but then we have like the bigger ones where it's like a big first-party Nintendo game, which I think those are the ones that, you know, should stand alone. Like I don't want Path of Radiance to drop the same day as like, I don't know, any like Rystar or Genesis or something, right? Like that's stupid. I want it to be a separate kind of event, not in place of like new games, obviously, but like having strikers right in between Mario Kart World and Bonanza, like that's pretty nice there to have that kind of like little cadence to when they release these things. But as you can see, we just beat just beat Mario 64 in this video. I did the entire run right here. It wasn't a save points or anything, my 16-star run. But yeah, man, I mean, as for a direct, I know people really want there to be one this week, and I mean, I'm right there with you. There have been a lot of little things. Elden Ring was rated. That doesn't have a release date. That Prince of Persia game, we talked about that a week ago. That was rated. So there are things happening that seem to suggest some sort of direct. Even there was the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. That's getting its upgrade on Steam, I think, next week. And that's one that was rumored to be getting an upgrade in the near future. So like there are a lot of things right now that seem to suggest some sort of presentation, be that a general showcase or a partner showcase. I really don't know. But also, Nintendo's weird. They can just like drop these things on Twitter. The third-party stuff, they can announce that whenever. Elden Ring is one, like the big one, I feel like, of terms of like, okay, it was rated by ESRB. Where is this game? If that's releasing in November, I mean, they can announce that release day in September. Like, I think people really need to understand, like, I hope there's a direct in July. I hope I'm wrong about there not being one. But like, anything that's coming out in October and later, they can wait until September to show, and some sort of September direct or even an August direct. I do think we need to get some more first-party stuff before then, right? Like, I think Prime needs a date within the next 2 months or so. I think we need a trailer for Kirby Air Riders, because I do think that game will be playable at PAX West and maybe even at Gamescom. So, like, we need to see some stuff, but I mean, these can just be Nintendo Today updates, right? Like, we've seen this happen. I do not want to completely discredit the idea of a direct. I do think it's possible, but I do feel a partner showcase is maybe more likely, just because like there's so much third-party stuff I feel like that needs to happen here. Digimon Story Time Stranger, that new Digimon game that's coming in October on PlayStation, that had like an EAN listing or something for Switch in America or Europe or something like that. So, like, there's a lot of third-party stuff that needs to be announced, right? Does that mean a direct's happening right now, or does it just mean those things will be in a September direct, right? Like, if all these things are coming out in October or later, they can wait until September to say anything for the third-party stuff. And then for first-party, maybe this week we see a Prime 4 date. Maybe later in July or early August we see Kirby Air Riders get some sort of trailer. Maybe we get like a special presentation from Sakurai. That would be cool. They can drip feed these things throughout the summer leading up to a September direct. Maybe that's where you announce like a Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition or 3D Mario for next year. A couple other early 2026 things. New Dusk Bloods trailer, new Tomodachi Life trailer. They could put it all in a direct right now. But the fact that we haven't had one yet, I feel like is telling. Like, I don't know why they would have changed these things, right? I mean, you could have swapped this around where we get a direct in June, and then we get the Bonanza direct in like early July or something. I don't see why you would switch it around. But also, Nintendo's weird, man. I mean, they've done a lot of weird stuff recently. Last year, we had an August partner showcase, no September presentation. Then we had a March direct this year, April direct this year, of course. So, like, I mean, maybe they're really just trying to surprise us, and we will get a direct just out of nowhere. Maybe they'll stop announcing them at 6 a.m. too. That'd be kind of funny, just to keep us on our toes in terms of when they're announcing these things. I want to direct to see more of Splatoon Raiders, though, man. Like, that's what I'm here for. I need to see if that game's coming out anytime soon. They didn't put a year on it, so I don't know if it's like supposed to be soon, like this year, holiday. Like, it kind of feels like it could be a holiday title. It's been long enough if it's the same team, and I think it is. But also, why not put a year on it? Why they announce it in that way just feels a little odd. I've always hated this part of this game where you have to like wait for him because he's so slow. Get good, Koopa the Quick. I did see that Nate the Hate said, I think yesterday, he hadn't heard of any direct happening this week, which, not to put him on like a pedestal, but usually if he says something like that, it means nothing's happening. He could learn something in the coming days. Maybe we will see a direct. I don't know. I'm like 50-50. I do think we'll get some sort of news this week, though, even if it's not a full Nintendo direct. Maybe Metroid Prime trailer, like I said, Kirby. I think they can wait until August to do Kirby. Dragon Drive. give us a Dragon Drive overview trailer. I don't know. Nintendo, it's been quiet, right? Like, I think a lot of the GVG guys were actually getting a lot of heat for, like, they made a video about it, just being like, it's kind of dry right now. There's not much to talk about. I think they said there's not much to play, which I think is foolish. That's why I haven't been uploading that much, I'm going to be honest, though, because, like, there's a lot to play, but there really isn't much to talk about. I think Bonanza, I don't really, in my opinion, there's not much to speculate on. Oh, is K. Rool in the game? Is he not? Okay. I mean, it's like 1 or 2 videos maybe you can get out of that. And then for me, I've just been playing like Breath of the Wild, Strikers, and then really playing a lot of Mario Party Jamboree. I'm trying to do all the achievements in that game. In fact, let's actually swap over there. I want to show you my my madness on this game. Can I play this with the N64 controller? But actually, yeah, real quick before I get in there, so obviously the play times are broken. I've played more than 18 minutes of N64. 45 hours in Jamboree. Most of that's in the past week. Like all my free time, I've just been grinding this stupid game. I love it. I love Jamboree, but some of the achievements in it are just absurd. Last night I spent like, I don't know, man, like 3 hours. Maybe not 3 hours, but I was getting really unlucky trying to get the achievement where it's like you have to roll the same number with 3 dice on any board with like a triple dice. That's an achievement, and I could not get it. And then eventually I like, googled it, and those people were like, okay, use the Luigi Jamboree buddy ability. So I had to grind for a Luigi spawn on one of the boards. That took a while. You can actually like quit out of the game and just reload it though, so that's pretty nice. But the achievements in this game are ridiculous. This is what I'm struggling with. I see people saying do it on Rainbow Galleria, where it's like just keep grinding that. I think I need to get the Peach Buddy, because she can like half the cost of stars, but then also you can buy 2. But hold 7 stars or more at once in pro rules. Not having good luck with that. I did 6 at one point, but that one's giving me trouble. Still need to do Rosalina. That's just because she's a stupid Joy-Con minigame. So like I just need to play with motion controls to get her. Peach, I actually haven't even gotten her yet. I was trying to roll her on Rainbow Galleria, and she was not spawning. Use every item. This one, this is how deep in the weeds I am. There's a huge chart someone made with all of the different items and what boards you can get them on. That's just time-consuming, because, I mean, at minimum, a game takes an hour, and a lot of these items, you have to get lucky and just get them from lucky spaces, so that's an annoying achievement. This one's also just completely luck-based. Discover a star and a hidden block. I've just been not lucky with that one. And then I haven't even tried the... I haven't really messed around with these like side mini games, but I did all the Bowser Kaboom Squad and Koopathlon. I did all the Rhythm Kitchen and Toad's Factory and Flight School stuff. That was like 20 minutes. Party Planner Trek, that was obviously easy. But yeah, I've been trying to grind this out. I want to get it done before Bonanza, so that when Jamboree TV comes out, I just catch up. I'm done. Do the new challenges that they add and 100% this game. But yeah, this has been a way bigger grind than I expected. My goal initially was finish Jamboree and Breath of the Wild Switch 2 edition before Bonanza. At this rate, I'll be happy if I finish Jamboree before then. But that is going to do it for today's video. I wanted to hop on here, just talk about N64 and how they're adding Smash and DK64. Very exciting stuff there. And just talk about the current state of things with a Direct, and also what I've been doing with Jamboree. So gonna have a video tomorrow, barring any news. I think playing Tony Hawk on Switch 2 and talking about that. Very excited. We're finally getting Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. But until then, peace.